Hey, what's up? It's DFS Rico coming at you with some of my early insight and a couple picks of mine. Just looking at this slate from February 25th. 7 game slate, NBA slate on DraftKings. Just early on, I'm just going to go through it really quick and see some players that I like. Speak about some players that I like. So early on, I really like LeBron and AD in a really good matchup versus New Orleans. If I'm paying up for a stud, I prefer AD over some of these guys like Giannis, LeBron James, Jokic. Davis is probably my favorite guy to pay up for right now. He's just insane, 10.3K. Can't go wrong with him in a very good matchup versus New Orleans. Fast pace. He's been killing it the last 3-4 games, honestly. Last game he missed practically the first. This was against Memphis. He missed practically the first quarter, came back in and put up 66 fantasy points in 31 minutes. Had a monster game again versus Boston. Seems like they're giving him a little more run than LeBron lately. Seems like it ever since All-Star break. So I don't know why they're doing that, but it seems to be working also. So AD at 10.3K is probably my favorite guy to pay up for. Dame Lillard sporting a 35% usage rate with Dame Lillard out. CJ McCollum with Dame Lillard out. My mistake. He's averaging about 1.3 fantasy points per game. He's just been on fire since Lillard is out, but that was to be expected, 50 points, 76 points in a tougher matchup versus Boston. But, the ball's going to be in his hand most of the game. As long as the game stays competitive, I see CJ McCollum still being a really good play, honestly. Sabonis at 9K. He's been pretty expensive previously, but he got down about 800. It's been a way over 9K the last couple slates, and this is around a price range I see myself paying for him. He is playing against Charlotte, which is a terrible rebounding team, terrible in the paint. Just terrible versus centers, power forwards. That's what Sabonis does, is get in there, fight for them rebounds and easy buckets. Levine, not a huge fan. Jason Tatum at 8,800, still a good play with Kemba Walker out. Kyle Lowry at 8.1 in Milwaukee, which is going to be a competitive game. I could see myself paying for Kyle Lowry also. He's been really solid on these last couple games. I expect him to play a lot of minutes. Even in the last game, he played 32 minutes in a blowout. That's insane. I see him honestly going for about 37, 38 minutes this game. And if he's going to get that many minutes in a competitive game, fast-paced game as well, I really like Kyle Lowry at 8.1. Much rather just pay up for Lowry over Paul. I really like De'Aaron Fox at 7.6K in a really good matchup versus an awful defense in the Golden State Warriors. I can see me going up for him as well. Just a solid play. Gordon Hayward, 7.4. No Kemba, good play. Christian Wood's been playing a ton of minutes, even off the bench. He's been at 7.3K. I see him as a good play. It's a tough matchup versus Denver, but he's still going to get the minutes off the bench with Markieff Morris now gone as well. I really like Christian Wood. Lonzo Ball in a good matchup. I like Fred VanVleet, 6.8K. I know he hasn't been too solid lately, but 6.8K is a good price for him. He's been over 7K for the last couple slates. This is a price I'm fine paying for him. Shot hasn't been falling lately, but in a good matchup against Milwaukee, fast-paced, high-scoring matchup. Same thing as Lowry practically. I like his price tag. Brandon Ingram at 6.8K. Another solid play. His price has been there about the last 3 slates around there. And I really like Brandon Ingram in a tough matchup versus the Lakers. He is coming back to his former team, which I think might ignite a little fire on him. But just 6.8K, still too cheap for him. I understand he hasn't had his last couple games, but I still expect him to play, 34 to 37 minutes a game in a highly competitive game, I believe. Steven Adams, easy matchup versus Chicago. Centers versus Chicago, 6.7, not a bad price tag. It's getting up there, but he's been on a tear these last couple games. Favorite play of the slate so far, Jaylen Brown at 6.6K. I really like him as well. If I was to lock in anyone right now this early, I'd probably make sure I have Jaylen Brown in my lineups. Just this early on. This is all early, so, it's going to be some late scratches, I'm pretty sure, tomorrow morning. Serge Ibaka at 6.5K. Good matchup versus Milwaukee. I expect him to play a ton of minutes in this game. Hasn't been playing the last 2 games. I mean, last game was due to blowout. For that, I think he was in foul trouble, but I really like him in this slate. I think the fact that it's going to be a highly competitive game between possibly a playoff matchup will push him more towards the 32 plus minutes in this game. 6.5K is not a bad price. Marcus Smart, same reason. Kemba Walker's out, really good matchup. I see me going to him, and he's a 1.1 points per minute fantasy points when Kemba Walker's off the court. I like him, just like some of his teammates a little better. Carmelo Anthony, 6K, still way too cheap for him, I believe. Everyone else is getting a bump but Carmelo, which is quite odd. I know he's practically just a scorer lately, but I still like him at 6K in a tough matchup. Marquise Chris. I like Draymond at 5.9 if he does play and is not on the minutes restriction. Schroeder at 5.7. It's not too bad. They've been cutting his minutes down lately, but it's not a bad price tag. Satoransky at 5.7, not a bad play. 5.6 with Damian Lee's not bad. He's going to guarantee 35 plus minutes as long as Draymond and Chris are out. I do like him if they're out. Kobe White, he's been killing it lately these last 2 games. They seem to be giving him more minutes. I'm hoping it's not just because he's been on a run and actually hoping because they're trying to develop their young players. So at 5.6K, he's probably getting up there. The ownership is high on him. I might just stay away from him and just go to guys like Derrick Rose. If Derrick Rose has a lower ownership, I like Derrick Rose at 5.6K. Played 28 minutes last game. He did have a bad shooting night, but 5.6K now that Reggie Jackson is out, his minutes should continue to go up. He's still coming back from injury, and maybe Bruce Brown might be out as well. He is questionable. Well, Barton at 5.5, not a bad play. Brook Lopez at 5.2, if he plays, he's a solid play. Bruce Brown, spoke about him. Miles Turner, I like him. Charlotte bad against centers. He could be a solid play at 5.5K. Good value. Daniel Tice in a really good matchup versus Portland. Portland's not that good against centers for some reason, even though they have Hassan Whiteside. And they are going to need a big man in there to guard him, so I do like Tice. PJ Washington, same thing. He's been getting an uptick in minutes lately. Hopefully he could keep it up at 4.9K. Not a bad play. Trevor Ariza at 4.7. It's a little different from what I feel the field will be on. But this is not a bad play at 4.7. Who else we got? Harry Giles played he played 32 minutes this last game versus the Clippers. I don't know what that was about. Might need to look deeper into that, but if he's going to be playing that many minutes at 4.4K, I see him as a solid play, honestly. Dante DiVincenzo is solid at 4.3 if he's getting the minutes, and what should be a competitive matchup. Juan Toscano-Anderson has been playing a ton of minutes lately, and he's kind of been filling up the stat sheet. So as long as Draymond is out and Chris, I feel like he should get solid run. I know one of the games was due to blowout when Draymond and Chris did play. But the last game, neither played, and he played 28 minutes, 38 fantasy points, 16 points. He's filling up the stat sheet, honestly. If both of them are announced out, I do like him quite a bit. I think that's about it for today. Daniel Gafford, 3.6K, not bad. They're going to need some size in there to go against Steven Adams. I think that's about it early on. From what I see that I like. Ernest Cantor, same thing as Daniel Tice. If he gets some kind of run, he might be okay. Robin Lopez at 3.2. If Brook Lopez is out again, I do like him at 3.2K in a competitive game. I think that's about it. Early on analysis, yeah. So, just have a couple of picks if I was to get started. I do like Derrick Rose, 5.6. If depending on ownership between him and Derek White, I like Serge Ibaka, pretty good amount. I like Davis, and I also like Jaylen Brown. Those would probably be 4 of my picks that I would build my lineups with to begin with. Just throw a little bit of value in there, and it should be looking pretty solid. Early on, these are probably 4 of my favorite picks. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comment, like, subscribe. Just thanks for watching.